I don't know how to follow that, but Jesus, Corey, come on. Will Smith. So, good evening, everybody. For anyone that does not know me, my name is Ed, and along with my best friend Corey, who tried to show me up here, Chris has given me the honor of being his best man. When I was 15 years old, walking through the halls of Curley High School, I met this kid that everybody called Boss. I didn't know much about the kid. The only thing I knew that he played soccer. Our friends jokingly referred to him as a Mexican. And he seemed to take really good care of his hair. Despite the jokes, right from the start we became friends, and we quickly became best friends after that. At Curley, we had many good times, like playing lacrosse together, skipping Italian class together, and always a classic, making fun of Corey together. Now, if I were to try to break down our relationship and our trio, it was pretty straightforward. Chris was sometimes the not-so-bright one of the bunch. Corey was the smart one, and whether they were laughing at me or laughing with me, it always seemed like I was the funny one. So when I was writing this speech, I was trying to pinpoint some of those not-so-bright Chris moments that some people might find amusing, and I hope you do, as amusing as Corey and I found them, and I'd like to share them with you today. So, a couple years ago, Chris and I were getting ready to go out one night. So, as usual, we're getting our fresh American Eagle polos on, cargo shorts, and Chris spent his usual hour doing his hair right before we were about to leave. He notices that the front of his shirt was a little wrinkled. At this point, hold it. At this point, most normal people would, take their shirt off, iron it out, and that's that. Maybe throw it in the dryer. But Chris only got half of that equation right because he proceeded to iron his shirt as it was still on his body. True story. From that point on, the song Iron Man by Black Sabbath, whole new meaning for me. I always think of Chris and those scars that the steamboat left in his stomach. Yes, he hit the steam button. Classic Chris story. Another story I'd like to share comes from the early days when Chris's temper was much, much shorter than it is now. Corey, Chris, and I were in Ocean City, Maryland, summer of sophomore year of high school. We were enjoying a friendly round of putt-putt one evening when all of a sudden Chris received a prank phone call on his cell phone. And instead of ignoring the situation like any normal person would do, Chris fueled it and really started to get agitated. At this point, Corey and I were wondering, one, what's going on, and two, when he's going to take a shot, because the putt-putt game is being delayed. So after about 15 minutes of playing tough guy on the phone, Chris angrily hangs up the phone and starts to take a shot. Now, this wasn't your average putt-putt shot. It could be compared more or less to a Chris Davis home run swing. At Camden Yards, this would have been perfect, but the old pro putt-putt, not so much. It quickly became one of those not-so-bright Chris moments. Because the hole we were on was more or less surrounded by a cave of rock. So once that ball connected to that club, it immediately started bouncing all around, every which way. It was like a straight bouncy ball, just flying all around. And sure enough, here it comes, directly back at Chris. And nails it right in his beautiful, round Italian face. That's another true story. So once Chris gathered his senses, and we saw he was okay for the most part, except for that big knot in the side of his head, outside of the golf ball. We let you win that game, by the way. Just what best friends do. So now I know I only said I would share 2 Chris stories, but there's one that just cannot go without mention, and that is the night that he met his beautiful bride, Tony. Woo! It's okay. One night, about 7 years ago, Chris and I were getting ready to go to a friend's house to a party. Our friends pull up, and this girl, Tony, is with all of our friends. So we get to the party, and at one point I find myself talking. I find myself standing next to Tony. So we're talking. I'm trying to make small talk with the girl, trying to be nice for the most part. I had never met the girl before. I just met the girl about an hour prior to this, ever. So it didn't seem like she was too interested in my conversation. So at one point, she turns to me and says, with all the Tony attitude in the world, says, "Hey, go watch my purse. I'm gonna go talk to your friend Chris." Walks away. I said, "All right, cool, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll watch your purse." Meanwhile, I'm thinking, this is a little odd. Why would this girl ask me to watch her purse? Who am I to make sure that her purse is okay? She doesn't know who I am, so I immediately started thinking of ways that I could ruin, lose, do something to demolish this girl's purse. Possibly ruin the girl's evening. So, as I stood there guarding this stupid purse and watching my best friend and this girl just talk it out, I actually see that they are starting to enjoy each other's company. As the night continued on, they continued to hit it off, and I could tell Chris really liked her, and this might be the start of something special. So fast forward some years later, and here we are. Today, we're celebrating the beginning of a beautiful life. We will share it together, and I could not be happier for you two. I've watched your relationship blossom from day one, and I'm honored to stand next to you today. Chris, I think we've established that bright ideas are few and far between in your life, but one idea you got right was the day you asked Tony to be your wife. Safe to say it's the brightest decision you've made yet. So I just wanted to formally thank you guys for allowing me to share this moment with you, be a part of your wedding day. I love you guys so much, and I just hope you know I'm always there for you. So, before the applause dies, I'd like to everybody please raise a glass, whatever you got in front of you. I want everybody to Tony, the beautiful bride, and to Chris, best man that I've ever met. I love you guys. Cheers to the Bossalinas.